this out.
And now, from Louisville, Kentucky, the horse capital of the world and sports junkies' finest, giving you wagering advice and sports analysis. It's On the Switch with your host, Gino G.
Now we're going to talk Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh versus Tampa on ESPN 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. What do you think, Zach?
Well, I think we have a shootout in the making.
Shootout. Is who's quarterback for Tampa this week?
Well, it is still Ryan Fitzpatrick. Jameis still has his suspension until week 4. Coach for Tampa Bay Buccaneers is not committal on saying that Jameis is going to get his job back. He's non-committal at this point. I think Jameis Winston may have lost his job. They're not saying it yet, but come week 5, Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to be the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As of right now, he's leading in passing yards. 850
Isn't that crazy?
Some. Yes. I mean, well, honestly, it's not crazy to me because you saw how good Fitzpatrick was with the Jets when they had Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker.
Okay.
You know, they had a pretty good duo of receivers there, and he had some success. I don't know if it was a New York thing, how he fizzled out. I don't know. It's the Jets.
It'll make or break you, you know what I'm saying?
But, as I'm saying, Pittsburgh going into Tampa, Pittsburgh got to be worried. I hate to say it, but that defense can't stop a nosebleed right now. Patrick Mahomes last week put up 6 touchdowns. Steelers offense put up 37 points and still lost. Gotta be close to hitting the panic button in Pittsburgh.
What did they change? What did they change this season?
Pittsburgh has a new defensive coordinator, Keith Butler. They also have a new offensive coordinator in Randy Fitchner. The offensive coordinator last year, Todd Haley, left and went to Cleveland. He is now the offensive coordinator in Cleveland.
Look at Cleveland.
Yeah, well,
they're doing pretty good.
Let pump the brakes. They just got their piece to play better.
Right.
Let's see what Baker had a great showing. We'll see how he does in the next few weeks.
So basically, you're saying Pittsburgh has got all these new variables.
Yeah, Pittsburgh has some variables. There's some locker room trouble. AB is not getting along with people. He did not show up to practice Monday. He was disciplined by Tomlin this week for not showing up to practice. He has been shown frustrated, fighting with coaches, fighting with players on the sideline last week.
Man.
And, when listening to Big Ben talk about it, he said that, we're just frustrated. We're winless right now. We tied with the Browns week 1. We just got 42 points put up on us in our house. What do you mean we're, he's frustrated, of course.
I can feel it. I can understand
he's arguably the best receiver in football right now. And I'll say arguably because I am a Pittsburgh biased fan.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll,
But, that's okay. I'm a Bengals fan, so... And there's some shame involved in that.
Who they?
I will say it. Who they?
But who's the Bengals?
Nobody, really.
Actually, the Bengals are actually looking pretty tough this year. They had 2 pretty solid weeks. This week they play... Actually, who does Cincinnati play this week? Not even sure right off the top of my head. I looked at it earlier, and now I'm drawing a blank. It is gone. Oh, yeah.
Panthers.
Carolina. Duh. Yeah, sorry. They have an attractive matchup this week. Carolina hasn't played too well to start the year. That offensive line's banged up. So
I'm anxious to see how Cam Newton should be a pretty good showing for Cam.
Could. Cincinnati's defense is pretty tough.
They're solid, rock solid.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with Drake Kirkpatrick comes back in. I didn't see an injury report on him, but I remember him leaving the game last week. But anyways, I'm gonna get back. Let's get back to Pittsburgh, Tampa. We're getting a little off track.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, it is. And it's really easy when it's just football, man. But this is a game where I can see Big Ben and Ryan Fitzpatrick both throwing 2+ touchdowns apiece. This is a game where I could see it being 35-28, either in Pittsburgh or Tampa's favor. It's going to be who can outduel who when it comes to this game. I think Pittsburgh's offense is more potent, but we're not playing like it. Tampa's on this really hot streak. Fitzpatrick is playing out of his mind. We saw that first week against the Saints when put up 48 points. That
right.
He's here for business this year.
Yeah.
He wants that job. So
it was good to see.
Pittsburgh better be ready to play coming into Tampa Monday night, or else it could very well be 0-2-1.
Right.
Start first 3 weeks of the season, and I would break that panic button. How many times I would press it?
Well, let's hope for your sake that they go into Tampa and they do some serious damage.
Yeah, I hope so.
Points.
I hope so. And what's the line on that again?
It's Pittsburgh -1.5 as of right now.
Okay. So they have. It's a game where I think it could go either way. We'll see if Pittsburgh's defense can stop Mike Evans, if they can stop Ryan Fitzpatrick from throwing the ball everywhere on the field. O.J. Howard has, if you're playing the Monday Night Showdown DraftKings, I would lean towards starting O.J. Howard. I would lean towards starting Big Ben as your quarterback. I would lean towards Mike Evans. Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm gonna fade Antonio Brown just because I know Juju's been more involved with the offense at least last week.
Mm-hmm.
First week he saw 5 for 119, so I don't know. It could flip-flop again this week, and Antonio Brown could have a better week, but there's problems there. He's frustrated. Who knows how that's going to pan out. I hope he shows up ready to play because he needs to start acting like the number one receiver in football. And I know fantasy owners are begging for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I have him in the league, and last week I said 18 points, Antonio Brown. Am I dreaming?
Right.
I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, holding it far away and bringing it close. I don't know what's going on. But James Conner, I hopefully he can get back to where he was week 1. Week 2, he was.
He fell off, but
he did. He did 9 carries, 17 yards, but he did find the end zone. And the thing about James Conner is they use him in the passing game. In the past, we say, well, he's looking at like a Bell-like workload. Well, that also means he's getting involved in the passing game. I think last week he had 5 for 50-some yards.
Right.
So that helped his score, his overall fantasy score, with the 19 rushing yards and the touchdown. I think he had around 17. Tampa's run defense is shifty at times. Levante David's pretty tough middle linebacker there. So he could run into a few problems, but it's really going to be who outduels who here.
Right. All right. Okay. So listen, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter at OnTheSwitch1. Like us on Facebook. Be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. And as always, from On The Switch Studios, we love you.